Have you ever found yourself having to change directions in your life? Maybe you found yourself in a situation that just wasn't working, or maybe this change was out of your control. I believe that in life, we have to learn how to discern what's best for us and then pivot based on that decision. Pivoting is when you switch from one situation to another, usually in a short period of time. You can pivot in almost all situations. Some of these include school, work, hobbies, relationships, or even when threats to your health or happiness occur. Right now, I'm sure many of you are thinking about what we're all currently experiencing. I, for one, would have loved to be giving this talk in the chapel, but instead, we found ourselves having to pivot, having to ask ourselves what's truly best for us and then acting on that, even if it means leaving something we cherish. Other times, we might make a change in our lives purely because it's what we want. Sometimes it can be hard to realize when a situation isn't what you want or need. That's why it's crucial in life to ask yourself if you're happy in all different types of situations. Asking yourself if you need something different can be a very hard question to answer. Reasons for this include that oftentimes we just don't know what we want. We may think that we're currently content, but we could actually just be listening to others' opinions and how they think we're feeling. It can be hard sometimes to differentiate others' opinions and our own. Also, many other questions seem to show themselves as we wonder if we need to pivot. What will everyone else think? How will my decisions affect others? What if I regret this choice? In the end, though, when it comes to asking these questions, you have to put on a brave face and have trust in the answer you found within. Not second-guessing yourself and just following your gut feeling can sometimes be the best thing to do. Then you can decide if you're truly happy or if you want to pivot. At the beginning of this school year, I was attending another school. For the past 2 years of being there, I had seen myself shrink. I'd watched as I let go of what made me, me, and the fear that I wouldn't be accepted. I began to let myself disappear in the shadow of others who I thought refused to see me for who I was. I watched as I became someone who I didn't want to be. Someone who was scared and had built up a wall that covered my true self so I couldn't get hurt. But that didn't mean I wasn't hurting. It might seem pretty clear now that I needed to pause and consider if I was happy or if things were going the way I wanted. But I didn't realize what was happening. I'd gotten so used to the way things were that I had forgotten how they used to be and how I could be whoever I wanted and people respected that. It wasn't until I began coming home angry and sad that my parents asked these questions for me. Once the suggestion that I wasn't happy had been made, I began to realize that the person I had become wasn't me. My family assured me that my true self was still inside of me. It just wasn't being shown to the world. So I agreed to experiment with something new. I knew that I wanted to change schools, but something held me back. The fear that things wouldn't work out and I would never be accepted anywhere haunted me for the next few days. But the time to make my decision was growing shorter. I tried many things to help me decide, such as making a pros and cons list and seeing which school I thought applied to my most valued morals more. In the end, though, it was up to what I thought was best for me. After much discussion, I finally chose to accept the offer and change schools, and it was terrifying. I went to my last day of being at the school, my old school, and broke the news to all my teachers and friends. That day, I saw something that I had never let myself fully see before. They cared. My friends created a poster throughout the day with names and messages written all over it. That day, I began to ask myself a new question. What had I been hiding from? I'd given everyone there so much power over me, when in reality, they didn't even pay that much attention to me. To be honest, I had maybe inflated my own importance. That day, I realized something. My old school wasn't the one making me hide. I was doing it to myself. And I promised I would begin working on being the person that had been missing for the past 2 years. I began to chip away at the wall I had built, and to be honest, it wasn't easy. Even today, I still have to remind myself that I'm in charge of who I want to be. It's important to take into consideration why you aren't happy in a situation. Is it because of others, or is it because of you? Sometimes, if your happiness isn't because of the actions of others, you can still choose to pivot, looking for a fresh start. And so, with the fresh start I had been given, I continue to work on being myself. And though I have a long way to go, at least I know I can try. Sometimes, what seems like the hardest thing to do might be the best for you. Though it's always important to look after others and care for their feelings, we often forget that there's another person out there who needs your focus, attention, and help. You. If everyone just took a little bit of time every day to ask themselves if they were happy and then act on that answer, the world would become a wiser, more joyful place. So, next time you ask yourself, how am I feeling? Try to remember that changing your direction in life might just lead you to a new path ready to be followed. Whatever the reason, pivoting doesn't ever have to mean that you couldn't face a challenge. It means that you found a new way to overcome it. Thank you!